his or her life has a mission to achieve his or her goals. Likewise, our Toastmaster Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are 4 core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 4 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode.
कंटिन्यू करो चलो.
As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. Please refrain from discussing these topics. Please do not cross-talk or interrupt the speaker. Please take entry and exit during applause only. Thank you, and wishing each of you a great unlearning, learning, and relearning experience as we open today's meeting.
Low activity.
Okay, so I'm heading over to the signing also.
Thank you.
गलत बात है.
What a beautiful weather to welcome all of you in. So thank you everyone for being here today on a Sunday morning, be it rain, which we I think have enjoyed after a scorching heat in the month of March. And today being the Ides of March, I am referring to a Roman word, Ides of March, because of the every time it's March, 15th of March, I remember Julius Caesar, where there was a dialogue, beware of the Ides of March. Ides means the middle of anything. So the middle of every month is known as Ides in the Roman language. So that's just my reference to it. Nothing it has Ides of March.
Walking on a march or month?
No, it's month March. It's the middle of everything. So Ides of May, Ides of anything it could be. It has nothing related to Toastmasters. Yeah, I'm just rambling this out. Alright, why are we all here on a Sunday morning is because more than 100 years back, a beautiful soul, Ralph C. Smedley, thought of an idea of building a platform where people can come and get a supportive and learning and an enjoyable environment where they can develop their public speaking skills in a fun and a learning manner. So he started with Toastmasters, and here we are even after 100 years continuing his vision. So, and as a result, GTMC also was formed as one of the club. It is a legacy club with more than 15 years, if I'm not wrong, more than 15 years now in establishment, and what a club it has grown into now. With that, I'll also introduce the structure of the meeting. Every standard Toastmasters meeting has a structure. We start with the prepared speeches where the members come here and deliver their prepared speeches on their prepared topics, followed by table topics, which is an impromptu speech section where we invite and encourage guests also to come up and give a 1 to 2 minute speech on a impromptu topic that will be provided then and there. And then we go on to the evaluation section, for which we are all here, where each and every speaker is provided a feedback then and there to improvise them. Is there anyone on the door?
No, people are just people.
They are not.
There are 3 speakers and
Alright. I'll take some guest introductions here. So we'll start with you. Please introduce yourself, your name, what do you do, and what brings you here on a Sunday.
So, hi everyone, my name is Mukul Goyal and I am a qualified chartered accountant.
We all. So GTMC is an unofficial chartered accountant group also, because more than 50% of the crowd you'll see are CS, including me.
Okay.
how intimidating.
Yeah.
Makes us feel
And
we slowly become the majority of the population, and then then we'll take over the club.
Okay, CM Mukul, please.
So I'm working in EY right now, and I'm into indirect taxes. And I've come here to improve my public speaking skills and to build confidence. And so that's the goal.
Thank you and welcome. Senior guest.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Harish. I work at an NBFC. We are into vehicle lending, and why I'm here is because I want to be a better and effective communicator.
Ever planning to take the membership?
I asked last time, but then they said कि वो पहले अपने preference होता है to the members and then you can go for it.
Yes, we'll discuss that separately. All right. Yes. You're a member now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi everyone, I'm Sanjana. This is actually my second time here as a guest. I'm a second year BTech student, and inevitably public speaking is gonna be something I really need to get good at. That's why I'm here, hoping soon I'll become a member.
Welcome, Sanjana.
Sorry for being late. My name is Mohit. I work at Bank of America in finance department. I moved to Gurgaon, so sometimes back I was looking for a community. So what's a better way to upskill yourself? So that's why I joined this course myself.
My name is Sushant Chopra. I'm working for Nokia. So I've heard a lot about Toastmaster Club. So me with my wife, we had come as an observer, just to observe and see how it goes.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Rupam Chopra. I'm here as an observer. Assistant and his wife. I'm working with material and IT.
All right. Thank you. And we'll make sure you're not just the observers, you get a chance to speak also. No, we'll force you to do that. All right. With that, I hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavish. This is strong.
Right. Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
So today I have discrete stories, possibly because I didn't prepare much. So I was sitting up at 4:30 this morning trying to think about what I'm going to speak about this week. So the first thing, I knew of a guy from my college who had come from a rural village. His name was Jahangiram. Quite a funny name, isn't it? Now, Jahangiram works for a government department, and every now and then he travels a lot. He was traveling to actually Gurgaon, and somebody had mentioned that why don't you go and visit the art exhibition out there? He went up. Now, in the art exhibition, he went inside, saw that there were no paintings, no sculptures, nothing, and there were only a bunch of masks that were there on the ceilings, on the walls, sorry. Some hanging. Now, different kinds of masks. Some were like broken apart halfway through. Some were like big ones. Some had big ears, as if like, I'll listen out for you. Some had big eyes, I'll watch out for you. Different masks. And he was trying to figure out what exactly does it mean. Why don't we have the paintings and the sculptures, which is supposed to be part of an art exhibition? And alongside all these masks were tags. That's where you have the price tags and all, or the description. And it said something like exhausted, cheated by friends, overwhelmed, could not sleep at night, things like that. Now his confusion is growing even further. There's this man who is walking past, and he seems to be knowing about this space. So Jahangiram says, do you know what this exhibition is all about? You seem to be around from this area. He says, yeah, I curated this whole space. Why aren't there any artworks or sculptures out there? He says, this is an art installation. And he passes off. Now Jahangiram is thinking to himself, what kind of an art installation is this? Is there a meaning to it? Obviously there must be a meaning, that is why it's there. A bunch of masks. And then that very moment he has this epiphany. It is not about different people out there. It is about that one person who is wearing different masks all throughout his life. Sometimes for his family, sometimes for his friends. Now what is happening is, when the first mask came along, it was forced upon us that you should be wearing this mask. Over a period of time, when you continue to wear masks over masks over masks, this happens to all of us, that we forget that there is a truth behind all these masks, that real self that we are. And most people forget that. What we try to do is, through these masks, we are actually, when we are interacting with somebody, we are trying to protect this mask. If it slips a little further, and we are like so ashamed that he might see the real me, we cover that up with something else, or we wear another mask. We just don't want to see who is behind those masks. We don't want to see ourselves. Now what is happening is, in that attempt, in that pursuit to protect this, we are continuously, every single person here, I can assure you this because that's my profession, every single person here would be thinking at some point of time that I want to connect with somebody. I really want to be able to speak to somebody like the way I want to. My true self. And I want to, have that one-to-one soul connection with somebody. But what is happening is they are speaking to your mask and you are speaking to their mask. Nobody is getting to speak to each other truly. That is what is happening. So, in order to protect these masks, the mask that was supposed to protect our emotional psyche, we have lost touch with ourselves. And this is going to be the theme of what I'm going to be speaking about today. Before I can get further into it, let me invite the G Toastmaster panel who has joined us after a very long time. So special welcome to her.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, I tried my best. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today I'm playing the role of General Evaluator, GE in short. Now, we all think Toastmasters is a place where we can come and practice public speaking because we get this podium to speak on. But in my personal opinion, what really matters is the evaluation section, when you get true and honest opinion about what your current performance was without any baggage of your previous experiences or how you have been, coming from people who are not related to you in real life. So today, I, along with my team, will be evaluating the speakers on different aspects of public speaking. Let me introduce my team first. Yes, please come. Hi. Please take any seat. Along with 3 dedicated evaluators that each speaker will have, we will have a team of different evaluators who will be evaluating on different aspects of public speaking. Let me start by introducing my team who will also explain their role. First, I will call grammarian Toastmaster Sachin.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Sachin, and sorry, I am Saab. I was late. And also, I'm coming back to Toastmaster after 2 weeks. I went back from Bihar, so it's so good to be back. Really, I missed Toastmasters. I am playing a role of grammarian today. So, word of the day is whining, which means complaining all the time. I'm sure it's a very regular word which we can use in our daily conversation, so we should. And the example could go by like, stop whining about the weather, take a cab and come to Toastmasters. Why not? All right. And idioms of the day is find your footing, or which means gain confidence. Example could be, it took him a lot of time, but after rigorous practice, he found his footing. So these are the 2 things, and if you use these 2 words, like whining or find your footing, give a thumbs up, I'll note it down, and I'll share my report at the end. Thank you. And sorry, I'll also take care of your grammar part of the uses in the meeting. I don't know, I'm just coming back after so long time, I miss a lot of things. I'll also take care of the grammar part, of what you are speaking in entire meeting, and I'll share whether that was a good use of grammar or any mistake that you have done so that we can improve the grammar part of the entire section. All right, thanks. Thank you, sir.
I will call the second role player for today, Timer, Toastmaster Linky. You should bring your timer cards.
Oh yes.
Nice.
Hi, I am, good morning everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very warm welcome. And I would like to, I'm Linky Saxena, I'm the timekeeper for the day. What I will be doing is keeping track, helping you all keep track of the session today, as well as make sure that the session goes efficiently. We all know that it is very critical, time management is very critical for everyone, for public speaking or professional speaking. How I will be doing that is, this is a green flag which will, okay, I'm losing track now. What are the green flags? Oh, it's written. Okay, the green flag would mean that this
First warning sign.
first warning sign. The moment you, for each, okay, let me just explain that for each of the table topics, for example, you'll be allocated to 1 to 2 minutes, and for prepared speeches, it's going to be 5 to 7 minutes, and for any of the evaluation, it's going to be 2 to 3 minutes. So the moment you reach, for the table topic, for example, the moment you reach 1 minute, it's going to be a green flag. The moment you reach 1 minute 30 seconds, it's going to be yellow flag, and the moment you reach 2 minutes, it's going to be red. And you get grace period of 30 seconds, so that you, in case you don't meet those 30 seconds, you will be not eligible for winning the award in the end of the session. Same goes for prepared speeches. Prepared speeches, first one 5 minutes is green, 6 minutes is yellow, and 7 minutes it's red. Also for the evaluation, it's going to be 2 minutes green, okay, that's a lot of logistics, and 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow, and 3 minutes is going to be red. Remember, for each of the sessions there will be 30 seconds of grace period, and by the end of the session I will be giving the final report for each one of you. Which are those each ones, I still have to figure out. I know the three categories, but I still have to figure out. So this is my first session, and yeah, all the best to all of you.
With that, I will call our counter for the day, which is Toastmaster Pradyun.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I'll be the counter for the day. So to explain what exactly would be my role, as the counter for today's meeting, my role is to listen carefully to all speakers and note filler words, unnecessary sounds, or repeated phrases that may distract the message. So these fillers can include words such as like, you know, basically, or any other repeated words that a speaker may speak during their speeches. So throughout the meeting, I will keep track of these verbal fillers, and at the end of the meeting, I will present a short report summarizing the usage and highlighting the good speaking discipline. Thank you.
And the speaker who did not use any of these filler words will be perfect articulator for the day. With that, I call active listener Toastmaster Prince.
Hi everyone. As an active listener, my job is to test your listening skills today. So I will closely listen all the things, that is the prepared speeches and table topic sessions and the evaluation sessions. At the end of the meeting, I will just divide the group into 2 parts and will ask the questions based on the content that will be shared throughout this meeting. So stay alert, stay engaged, and listen carefully because I will have the surprise and appreciation as well at the end of the meeting for the best listeners. So the best. Thank you.
With that, I conclude my section and hand it over to Toastmasters of the day. Very nice.
One can learn. Right. So, Jahangiram. Ever since Jahangiram was a boy, young boy, his mother had told him one thing, that there is a invisible scoreboard behind your back. Unfortunately, you cannot ever see that scoreboard, but everyone else can. Now that scoreboard does a very particular thing. Whenever you are helping out somebody, whenever you're saying a yes to somebody, whenever you are available for someone, there would be a scoring, +10, +15, +20, something like that. And whenever you are not available, whenever you disappoint somebody, whenever you say a no to somebody, whenever your words are a little harsh, or somebody might take it the other way, whichever way they take it, there would be a negative marking associated. -5, -10. By the end of the day, that scoreboard will always have an overall number. That number will dictate everything that happens in your life. Now this scoreboard became his main center of attraction. Every single day he is thinking about that. For the whole life, he's just thinking about what the score would be. Oh, I just helped this old man. I helped this boy. I said yes to somebody who asked for money. I said yes to my husband when I didn't feel like I wanted to do the same thing. Whatever it was, there was this number which was either going up or going down. And he was just trying to think about the number. How close am I to the neutral line, around 0? Now, most times he would feel he's very close to 0, or maybe +5, +10. But there were times when he felt that maybe I'm in negative. How do I cope up with that? What do I do in order to bring that number up? Now he's frustrated because all throughout the day he's thinking about the same thing, whether he's sitting in a library, in a cafeteria, wherever he is, he's not working, he's just thinking about the number all the time. Throughout the night, while asleep, he's thinking of the same number. One day he's completely exhausted, very overwhelmed and emotional. And his friend comes along and he says, can you do me a favor? Can you help me with this number? Can you tell me what this number is on my scoreboard? He says, what scoreboard? He says, the scoreboard, when I help you, when I am good to you, when I speak politely, there is a number that is associated, right? Can you tell me what that overall number is? He says, I haven't heard of anything like that. That's such a stupid idea. And that's when he thinks about his whole life. He has been thinking about this overall worth quotient based on which every relationship, every prospect, every opportunity that came along, he was already thinking about this number, whether this number is good enough for me to proceed further or not. And this is what we are doing throughout our life. And the moment we realize this, that there is no number, it is only internal. Whenever this happens, whenever somebody asks for a favor, we think that if we say a no to this person, he might feel bad. The truth is, the bitter truth is, nobody cares. Everybody is looking at their own scoreboards. Nobody cares. And the moment you realize this, you stop playing the game and you become free of that chaos. Let me invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Shailesh. But before I call Toastmaster Shailesh, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Bhavya.
Definitely. So Toastmaster Shailesh is actually delivering his very first speech, which we call the icebreaker. And therefore the purpose of the speech, which is to introduce yourself to the club. Basically who you are, what you like, or whatever the speech is. So the general purpose of the speech is just to introduce yourself, not much of a string attached to it. And let's see Toastmaster Shailesh speech. All the best.
Thank you, Coach Flavia. Just a little brief intro about Shailesh. Shailesh is a final year BTech student who moved from Hyderabad to Chennai for his undergraduate studies. Currently, he is stepping into professional world with opportunities in consulting, working as an analyst intern. He believes growth begins the moment we stop worrying about what other people think. That's what I just spoke about. Speech title, A Clean Slate. Welcome, Toastmaster Shailesh.
Timer, please note, timing is 4 to 6 minutes.
For
Icebreakers.
yeah. This is where I have to evaluate if somebody could just give me a heads up. I know 3 broad categories. Anywhere else, if I have to evaluate.
No. Just this speech is 4 to 6 minutes.
Good morning, all Toastmasters and fellow guests who are here. I welcome you all for coming so early on a Sunday. Even it was a pain for me to get up. So, yeah, I get it. If you had met me when I was in my 10th grade, there is a likely chance that you would not remember who I am. Like, you wouldn't believe. Like, even you wouldn't, if I was your classmate, you wouldn't have remembered me. I was a typical backbencher who was very much introverted, staying back in my last bench, minding my own business, not talking to much of people out there. Just getting done to day classes, being there, being happy with what I was used to do. Like, I was not that of an extrovert. I was not an extroverted person. I was just a basic person who was like getting done, being in my 10th, just preparing CBSE boards, the pressure from parents and all. It's there. So just finished my 10th, I was done, then I was evaluating, okay, what should I take next? Should I take BTech? Should I take MPC? Or should I take commerce? What next? What comes up? Like typical South Indian, they pressured me to take CS, take BTech, you can go to masters, you have a lot of scope. I took my MPC to prepare for JEE as everyone would do in a typical household. Then the most challenging shift came for me. From changing boards from CBSE to state board, because state board में पढ़ने से marks अच्छे आते हैं and JEE performance के लिए तुम अच्छा training मिलता है. Typical South Indian mindset again there. I was there again, changing my college, changing my school, changing my college. Then I was like in my typical 11th and 12th and it was the year of 2020 when I joined my 11th and 12th. COVID hit us, then social life completely stopped. We didn't have people around, it was all online classes for the first time, which we are not accustomed to much. So did my social circle also came through, because I shifted schools, I didn't have touch with my previous friends and classmates that I had, because they had different schedule, we had different schedule, online classes, just didn't stand up next. So my social circle obviously strength, and it was all COVID, we didn't have much interaction left either. So I felt in myself, like somewhere I was very much isolated as a person, very introverted, very shy. Because for the first time I felt I actually didn't have a person who could vouch for me, who could actually see, who would even bother if I was present or not. It was just at a point of self-reflection at that time, saying, okay, what am I doing right now? Then eventually COVID came to a standstill, things became better, offline classes started. Even though the class started, but I was not that much I was not able to communicate to people much. Somewhere a bit shy, somewhere a bit hesitant of what might happen, what might see. I never found my footing there. Thanks. I never found my footing. So, because it was near circle, but still I had people who knew me. And the fear was always like, okay, log kya kahenge, log kya dekh rahe hain. I was like, but I was never doing bad academically. I was doing well in mid 80s. I was scoring well. Then the change came. I was fed up being at my hometown for past 12 years. I had my entire schooling in homegrown. I had one clarity. I will not do my BTech in Hyderabad. I have to move out. I wanted to find a new circle. Then came the month of August 2022. I finally got a seat in SRM, which is in Chennai. So I moved to Chennai. One of the biggest inflection points that I had in my career till now. It's a very small career, but yeah, I did have a very big inflection point. Suddenly it was all new for me. I didn't have people who knew who I was, what I did previously. It was all new batch. People came from different states, people came from different places. From me thinking about log kya kahenge, log dekh rahe hain, my perception changed to actually think about what if I just give a try? I can be a better myself. So I said yes to everything that came my way. from being a class representative for the very first time, to organizing hackathons with individual teams, to leading a club. I did everything everywhere, which changed me who I as a person was. There was a lot of inflection that learning that came through when I worked with working with different people, working with different set of styles. It was a new learning that came my way. At the end of my BTech, when I look back at what I've achieved in my BTech in my 4 years, I completed multiple internships. I raised my, money for college events, like more than upwards of 5-6 lakhs upwards. Nice. Evolved my social circle, and now I'm here moving from Chennai to Delhi to work at for a global consulting firm. If someone would have asked me in a 10th grade saying that I would have done my BTech in Chennai and I would have done and now I would be working in Delhi, I would have laughed at myself. This is not me. I would have just been somewhere in a local college and just minding my business in Hyderabad. But things changed. Now I am here again in Toastmasters, looking for a newer clean slate to see how I can perform and how I take a public speaking as a challenge. Coming among you on everyday Sunday with my push-up my sisters, of course. Just exploring life as it comes through. Thank you. That's my.
Thank you, Naresh. Interesting speech. Okay. So, where were we? Jagiram. Jagiram also had a friend, Gajodhar Pandey. Now, Gajodhar Pandey and Jagiram, very close friends, almost working for the same company earlier on. So, Gajodhar Pandey also has this traveling job, right? He goes to different small towns for his banking work. So, one of the times he was traveling and he was in a small town, staying in a 2-star hotel. And he had his bus the next day. So he had finished his work and he goes up to the reception and says, my bus is tomorrow, I have nothing else to do today. Is there a place where I could go and sightsee and things like that? Whatever I can do around. He says this is a very small town, there's nothing much to do. But maybe if you want, you can go to a village nearby. It's a very beautiful village, very serenic beauty, all of that. There's a lake out there. You can go there and it's fun. He says nothing else to do instead of staying in a hotel room. Let me just go and explore. He goes up there and looks at the greenery out there, the mountains and the lake, and everything is so beautiful. People are nice. And he starts to speak to somebody at the chai stall, and somebody says, "Why don't you meet that saint out there?" He says, "What saint?" He says, "There is a saint out here, and people come here very often to meet him. He's a renunciate, and he can tell things." Now he's intrigued. He's like, "Okay, maybe I should go." He goes up to this renunciate saint, and he says, "So far, whatever I've done in my life has gone wrong. I try to help people, and it just goes into a complete chaos. I just feel that I'm unlucky. I don't know whatever I do, whatever I try to do, it always goes down the drain. What should I do?" Now the saint looks at him and waits for a few seconds and says, "Neki kar kuएं में डाल." Now he is little too shy to be asking what does that mean, He knows the literal meaning of it, but how does it fit into his context? He says maybe good karma, something like that. Neki kar kuएं में डाल. Now he's thinking about this neki kar kuएं में डाल, and he's walking past him. Neki kar kuएं में डाल. For the whole day, now he's thinking about the same thing. He meets an old woman who is saying, "Can you help me pick up the bags?" He's like, "Neki kar kuएं में डाल." He picks up the bag and puts it on her shoulder. Then there is a boy. He says, "My bicycle chain is off. Can you help me fix that?" He does that. Neki kar kuएं में डाल. He does that for the whole day, and by the end of the day, he's feeling good about it. The next day morning, he has his bus to catch. He is about to check out from the hotel, and suddenly he hears this hush hush everywhere. And just when he's about to open the door, there is like a bunch of policemen and hundreds of people carrying sticks with them. Now he's wondering what is it. Hotel manager is like worried, saying, "What happened?" He says, "I didn't do anything." He says, "He tried to kill 7 people yesterday." He says, "How come?" He says, "I did exactly what the saint told me. Neki kar kuएं में डाल." One of the guys slapped him on the face. He said, "It was great that the well was not so deep." Neki kar and kuein mein dal. He was throwing everyone in the well. And this is what we have been doing so far. And I forgot the core message. Neki kar kuein mein dal. Let me just invite the second speaker, Toastmaster Abhijit. But before I can call Toastmaster Abhijit, let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Sanchita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavish. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanchita. Today, I have the privilege of evaluating Toastmaster Abhijit, who is giving his Level 3 Project 1 speech. The purpose of Abhijit's speech is to understand different types of persuasive speeches and persuade all of us today with his speech. So we'll take that feedback towards the end of your speech and whether we were persuaded or not. With that, I would like to hand over to Bhavish, but before that, I would want you to find your footing here and give your best. Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Abhijit, just a little this thing. He is a software engineer at Fidelity International. His speech title is The Grass is Greener on the Other Side. He's speaking on Level 3, Project 1, Persuasive Speaking is the Pathway. Let's welcome Toastmaster Abhijit.
So before I begin, I just wanted to highlight one thing. It's something that I took up last day at 10 p.m. because one of the speakers was not here. So I know what to speak, so don't worry about it. But my words might not be very polished. So let's see whether I can persuade you or not. So with that, let me begin. How many of you want to travel abroad? Raise your hands. How many of you want to study there? No. No? And how many of you want a citizenship in abroad? Some are no, which is good, and some are yes. A lot of them are yes, and we have seen a lot of hands there. We have always seen the reels in Instagram, the Swiss Alps, Paris, America, and we get really inspired. Like, what is that place? And then we step out of the house and we see horns everywhere, cars jamming up, the roads we use, the construction, it's so bad. But then we think, why is that? And that's when we realize that India is a low trust society, where there is a major gap between the written laws and the reality. And there are a section of laws which is unwritten or informal, which is perceived by the society but is not perceived on paper. An example would be, you want a gas cylinder. You don't go to the gas station or you don't go anywhere, you just look for a contact. You look for a contact who will get your work done and you bypass the system. If you get pulled over by a police, you don't reach to your driver's license, you reach to over the phone because you know a person who knows a person who can solve your issue. So, decisions are very heavily dependent on network rather than the system. And that is where we lose trust on the systems and we focus on the contacts. And you have much seen in elections, there are goons, mafias who get elected. Do you know why? One of the very reasons is survivalism in our society. The reason is, even if he's a goon, he's our goon. A lot of people in their society, yeah, it's true, research about it. People with the same communities elect the goons because at least he will do their work. He is the one who is picking your calls up and not the police. Because if you go and do an FIR right now, if you don't know someone who knows someone, let's be honest, your FIR won't be lodged. And here we go, back again. But why do we do this to ourselves? Isn't this self-sabotage? This concept goes back to game theory, prisoner's dilemma. A very famous, one of the most important concepts and thought-provoking situations in game theory. It's prisoner's dilemma. This is a case where you have two criminals who are caught by the police. Now, police does not have enough evidence against both of them. So they did something. They segregated both the people and gave them the same choice. If they choose to stay silent, both of them choose to stay silent, they will serve 1 year of prison each. If both of them betray each other, they will serve 5 years of prison each. If one stays silent and the other betrays him, the one who betrays him goes free, and the one who stays silent serves for 10 years. Now, if you look at the decision matrix of the entire scenario, you will see from an individual level, the right choice for the person is one, if he stays silent. If the other person stays silent, the good choice would be to betray him. Because if he stays silent, then he would still serve 1 year. But if he betrays, he will serve no years, he will go free. 0 is better than 1. But let's take a scenario where the other person is betraying him. Betrayal is still the good solution for him, because he will serve 5 years, which is better than 10. Now, the dominant strategy from an individual level is betrayal. But looking at the whole picture, if both were to cooperate, both would be serving just 1 year, which is self-sabotage. That is why low-trust society struggle to improve. But is the grass truly greener on the other side? I have a different approach. It's greener where you water it. A classic example would be Indore. And in Indore, we had green campaigns of segregation of waste from dry waste and wet waste, and there were a large amount of fines imposed on people who were not cooperating. These consequences incentivize the people to follow the rules. The roads of villages of Kerala, the Raja Kaluwai drains of Bangalore, is the people who came, formed a collective identity and incentivized themselves, incentivized the officials, and the actions had repercussions. So, coming back to the entire scenario of the rich Western abroad dream, the American dream, the grass might not be green right here, but if you water it, it will definitely be greener. And I want you next time to look at these situations where the dilemma is broken, like Indore, like Kerala, and like Bangalore. And in these situations, I applaud you. Next time if you want to cut the line, next time if you want to drive away past, if you want to speed and save a few minutes, think about the situation. Think about the long-term causes that it caused your community to do so. And maybe in the next few decades, just like how Japan and America, the people in the past said no because they understood the long-term consequences of this. Maybe we can say in the long run that the grass is greener right here and we don't need to move anywhere out. With that, I end my speech.
What an amazing speech, really. Just a quick note. Nobody uses low trust society without asking Saurabh. It's just been it's been
nobody uses game theory as well.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years since I've joined Toastmasters, and every speech, every table topics, I've heard this one sentence, this one phrase, low trust society, from only one guy. Anyhow. So Gajodhar Pandey and Jhangiram, they are sitting in their small town right next to this tea stall. Everyday ritual, they're having tea. And Jhangiram is asking Gajodhar Pandey that, I did see you yesterday at the wedding, why weren't you there? He said, whose wedding? He says, our neighbor, his daughter was getting married yesterday. So he invited everybody in the society. Why didn't he invite you? He says, I just don't know. I mean, I didn't even know about this marriage. But I know that these guys won't like me enough. So the whole thing goes off. The reason is, like, Gajodhar Pandey had this one notion every time. Whenever anybody used to ask him for a favor, he used to say no, straight away no. Anything that you ask for. Can you do me a favor? No. Can you take my kids to the school while you're going already because I have some work? No. Can you help me move spaces? No. Can you help me with this, that, whatever? Can you lend me your car? Can you do this? Every time single no. Now, one of his neighbors was shifting houses. And they used to have this bet amongst themselves, let's just ask Gajodhar, what is he going to say? And every time the response was no, so they used to laugh. And this was the riddle that the whole small town used to have, their society specifically. So So they asked, like, okay, let me, let's do this this fun activity. I'm shifting houses. Let's ask Gajodhar. And he asked me, Gajodhar, can you help us? We are moving houses. Can you help us move furniture? And Gajodhar says, he thinks to himself for the first time that this morning itself I told Jahangiram that I don't help people and nobody likes me. He thinks about it for a few seconds and says, okay, all right. Now the new riddle is like, oh, how come he says yes? Because he's been saying no all the time. And he says, okay, I'll help you out. Now this guy, the neighbor who is shifting, he lives on the second or the third floor. They're moving the couch. And he says, okay, so you bring the couch and I'll be here because there's a balcony. He's standing right next to the railing and he's holding this thing. Along with him, there is another guy. So there comes a point when this other guy goes up just to support and he is the only one supporting here on this side, on the declined part. And behind him is like the railing and open space. Now he's just trying to hold everything and then he looks at the couch and then looks at the ground and looks at the couch and looks at the ground and all of a sudden he removes his hands and just stands like this. The couch goes down over there on the ground and this thing breaks open. The crowd welcomes him with decorative sticks and chappals and everything. And in the evening, when they are sitting again at the tea stall, Jahangiram is asking for his black-eyed, swollen black-eyed. And he says, look, I told you they don't like me enough. So sometimes our mind is not looking for fresh information. Our mind is not looking for truth. It is just trying to find out patterns so as to we can adhere to the belief system that we have. Let me invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Ishita. But before I can call her, let me call Toastmaster Siddhant as her evaluator.
Good morning, everyone. So, Ishita is delivering her presentation mastery level 2, project 2, understanding leadership style. And just 5 minutes back, I asked Ishita, what do you want me to evaluate on? She told me 5 things. I'll see how much I can. But she said she wants evaluation on confidence level, voice pitch, voice modulation, stage movements, and speech clarity. Timer, please note 5 to 7 minutes. Evaluation also 3 minutes. I'll see how much.
Right. So this is what Toastmaster Ishita has written to me. Leadership often looks polished from the outside. Today's speaker, she's written that. Today's speaker takes us behind the scenes into the moments where preparation meets uncertainty and control meets growth. Also, she has written, please welcome Ishita Vyas, somewhere between perfect and possible. Please. Somewhere between perfect and possible.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. 15 days, 10 hours, 7 minutes, and 5 seconds. This is the amount of time I took to plan my last vacation. My parents, my family thought that we were going on a holiday. But for me, it was mission impossible because I was trying to make everyone happy. I calculated everything. I modeled weather conditions. I optimized walking distances. I had backup restaurants for my backup restaurants. And I would say it was going pretty well until day 5. Day 5 is when someone dares to say, food was okay, I would say. And at that time, something at the back of the mind becomes so dramatic. And I go, I have been planning this trip for 15 days so that you could be very happy and you could enjoy, and you have the audacity to say that food was just okay after having 5 meals every day? Next time, just plan your own vacation. Obviously, I did not say that. This actually got me into thinking. I saw a clear pattern. This is somehow, sometimes, I show up as a leader as well. I try to control things. For me, I have always thought that leadership is more about making things perfect, having answers to everything. But as I grew, I met multiple leaders and realized that it's not the right thing. Sometimes you don't really get to be right always. Leadership is about creating spaces where people have capacity and dream to grow. And funnily enough, life had decided to help me experience this with a pragmatic approach. At work, so I work for FinOps. FinOps is, in very simple terms, it's bringing enterprises together so that they can realize the value of their technology investments. So I had to organize and lead one of the biggest events in FinOps that has ever happened in India. I was very excited, all good. When we reached to the venue, we had asked the venue that, okay, so it should be a professional setting. There should be big screens, clear lines, and it should actually enable collaboration among people. Funnily enough, when we reached there, it was very siloed structure where you can actually do Zoom meetings very easily. There were no clear rows for the chairs. There were no back screen for the back audience, and we had asked for a specific setup for the furniture. It wasn't there. So what we did, we actually saw something very interesting. Like for example, this is your stage, and here needs to be the audience sitting. The chairs that were there were rolling chairs. We were expecting 400 people, and there were rolling chairs. I had no idea why it was there. And I could actually imagine the chaos that could happen the next day when 400 people were sitting on a rolling chair in the audience. But the venue manager was very confident. He looked at us and said, "Don't worry, we have told the guys, they know exactly what to do." All right, and then he leaves. The guys had no idea. My job for this event was to lead a keynote, to set the trend for the year. And I was having a conversation very patiently with this guy about why a small coffee table is not good for buffet arrangement. After that, I kind of lost hope. Because in these moments, what happens is leaders either, align the stakeholders, bring together everyone, maybe escalate to the event manager lead. But what I did, the control freak coach in me, what I did, I started lifting furnitures. I started lifting each and every chair and throwing away those stupid coffee tables out of my sight. And looking at that, something very, very interesting happened. People who were waiting, they started acting. People who were standing, they started moving. People who were clueless, they had purpose now. So they started following me. They started to help me. Now the chaos became a coordinated choreography. We stayed very late, till very late that night, and finally, at least we tried to fix few things that could be fixed and hoped that the chairs would not roll away. Next day, I was pretty happy because when we reached there, everything was still the same, but people started to arrive, conversations started to happen, ideas flowed. And my keynote was a success. So after my two keynotes that I gave that day, we set the theme for the year, and in that room, for the first time, there were enterprises as well as vendors sitting together, discussing real-world advanced technology problems and solving it together. We have also designed this whole event in such a way so that it's not just one-way presentation, but a working session. And that's when people started to contribute. People started to belong. People started to have those conversations where they can learn and share very openly. And that's why that space was important for us, so that that enables contribution. I realized that I found my footing 8 months ago when I had this vision that I want this kind of culture and community in India. And it was there. I started with 50 people event, and today 400 people walked into this room. Toastmaster obviously calls it persuasive pace setting coaching. I would call it still a control freak coach. But still, I would say in finding the solutions of these problems, I also started to learn how to embrace the chaos. Because at the end, sometimes all a community really needs is one person who is over-prepared, but is willing to take one step forward, willing to pick up that one chair. And that's when the magic happens. Thank you.
Amazing speech, beautiful message. Right. So the last bit of it. Gajodhar Pandey was traveling because of his traveling job. Don't be Gajodhar Pandey. So he was traveling, a small town. He's about to check out, and just when he's about to check out, he thinks he has some time, and that's when a call comes from his hometown. Now he needs to rush. In that rush, he leaves his breakfast and goes up 17 floors to pack his bags. He packs his bags in a hurry and rushes out because the lift is not working. He rushes out, comes to the ground floor, comes to the reception, pays the bill, does everything. He's already late, the cab is waiting outside. And he realizes he's lost his yellow umbrella. Now this story is a little inspired and borrowed, so forgive me for that. So he goes and he says this yellow umbrella is very important to me because apparently his wife had given him. Not so important, but for him it was. So this yellow umbrella, he needed it badly. So now he says the lift is off, I need to climb up again. He leaves the suitcase at the reception, goes up to the reception. Now this is a holiday season, very, very busy times. By the time he goes up, this room has been allocated to a newlywed. Now he's in a rush, but the newlywed is in equal rush. The Pandit has taken a lot of time. So from the room there is different kinds of voices are coming in, and this guy is saying, the husband is saying, you have beautiful eyes. The wife is saying, for you, always for you, it is always for you. He says, you have beautiful hands, always for you, it is only for you, something like that. And this thing goes on. Now he's intrigued. He's like, I want to know, And unfortunately, he peeps through the keyhole. Now he's peeping through the keyhole, and the thing is continuing with everything. You have this beautiful, this, that beautiful. And he's getting eager because, he's lost time, he's lost touch of time.
What happened to umbrella?
Yeah. So that's when he comes to the umbrella and he says, by the time when you come to the umbrella, that's actually mine. So the core message is, why do people peep through? Why do they become peeping Tom into other people's lives? I was actually talking about you. Why do people do that? Is like somewhere, and I've seen it, many times I go to corporates, I give a lot of speeches, I give presentations and seminars. So what happens is, once in a while, you'll find that one or two people who are there who are very skeptical of this kind of a subject. And I've realized it. My kind of subject is little deep. It is more of metaphysics, not a practical economic kind of a thing. So people have this notion against it. Why would you speak anything about that? I have come to realize from my own knowledge that there is this think that, that gossip works in the same way. When you bring somebody down, it is the only way that we can feel good about ourselves. So earlier on, it used to push my buttons, why is somebody saying something like that? I'm delivering value and I'm doing my best. It's not I could keep to myself, I can do this, but I'm doing this best thing in the favor of humanity. Why would people do that? But I've come to terms with the fact that this is the only way, and it's not their fault, because throughout the day, they're having this kind of inner conflict, inner battle. And the only way they can feel good about themselves is to bring the other person down. And if we can maybe cater to that, if we can listen to that voice that inside us is struggling to come out, maybe we might not have this kind of a conflict. Let me close my section. Thank you so much for having patience. I might have been boring, but I tried my best to bring up the interesting part. Let me bring back, I have to go to toast this thing. Table topics. Who's the table topic? Pushpendra. So before he comes to the stage, and I feel bad about my height, Toastmaster Pushpendra for his TTM.
Thanks a lot, Bhavesh, for inviting me to the stage. And good morning, everyone. Good morning. What a wonderful morning here today. Perfect time to sit on a balcony, have some adhik chai, no work for today, and have some samosas. But we chose to come here today, right? We have wonderful speeches today, wonderful teamwork session today. You also mentioned a lesson, right? For one of this character, right? What do you want to choose? Do you want to know the truth, or you want to stay in our own beliefs? Today's theme of tabletop is also the same only. Blue pill or red pill. It comes from the movie Matrix. The main character Neo is given a choice. Either get the blue pill, which means you don't know what is the real truth and live comfortable in your own life. Or you get the red pill, where you know the truth, which might be uncomfortable, harsh, and can change the meaning of your entire life. Today, in this tabletop session, when any one of you would come here and find your own footing, at that time, I will give you such question. And then you have to choose blue pill, red pill. So who's the first volunteer for this part?
Saurabh.
Topic for today.
So blueprint
If
is
you
the
could
truth
know
or blueprint
who
is
secretly, if you could know who secretly dislikes you in this room,
Sorry?
would you want to know?
Yeah.
So you want to take the red pill.
So if someone secretly dislikes me, I definitely would like to know. Because as I see things and as I observe things in the world, everyone has a different perspective. And with that perspective, there's something new to learn about this world and how everyone functions around. So it is very easy for us to just go and hide and look at things that are comfortable to us. And when we step out of this comfort zone, it is very painful, be it criticism or be it some kind of a feedback. It's hard to absorb that. It might just break your perception or the view of the world you currently have. But the thing is that once you get this new information and you're willing to work and engage with it, you can now create better models for the world. And once you have better models, you know what this world truly is. So my search for this world is about knowing what this world really works like. And a part of that is having this criticism. But there is a small nuance that I would like to add to this. There are two types of criticisms that may come to you. One may come from a genuine inquiry, in terms of, okay, I do not agree with your perspective. One may come from malevolence. If it is coming from malevolence, simply just delete and forget and move forward. But if it is coming from a different perspective, that is where the gem is hidden. It comes from the way they talk to you. For example, if they talk to in terms of you are wrong, instead of I don't agree with your subject. The wording oftentimes says a lot. whether it is about the subject or it is a personal attack on you. So just being mindful of that nuance, and I think that's how you change the whole perspective of the world and you become a better person.
I thought it was answer different, totally different way, but yeah. No worries. Now for next speaker, like next volunteer, it could be some guest, I think. So we can have a people. Any guest want to volunteer? Any guest? Yeah. Hi. So for you, if you could know every mistake you will make in life, would you want that knowledge? If you could know every mistake you will make in life, you would want that knowledge.
Hello everyone. If I could know every mistake that I would make in my life, I think I would want to know them so that I do not make that mistake. Mistakes are there to learn, but if you can already know the mistakes and take the learning out of it, why would you do the same mistake again? It is always said that you learn from your own mistakes, but you also learn from others' mistake. And if you can know the future your mistake, then why not learn from it? So I would definitely love to know all the mistakes I would make and rectify it and have a list of things to do, not do, and hopefully I'll become wiser and more perfection to nahi hoga. There'll be some other mistakes that I will make, but at least I would know what to avoid and what to go for. Thank you.
Just a thought, like, wouldn't defeat the whole purpose of learning from mistakes? When you won't make a mistake, it'll just be learning only. Just no, it's your choice, only, definitely. Some other volunteer for the next one. So for you, the thing, would you want to know the exact moment your best friend, the friendship with your best friend would end? End in future.
Very deep topic. Thank you for the topic. Personally, I'm not a very firm believer of forecasting my future or others' future. I would probably want to stay in the moment, take things as they come by, learn from them, and then apply those learnings for my future experiences. So, coming to the aspect on whether I would want to know when my friendship might end with my best friend is probably not, because I will ensure every possible means to not end it. And that would actually, I think that would make me a better person, because I'll take that effort to, be good, have good friendship with my best friend and make sure that she's comfortable with me, and ensure that the bond that we share grows more deeper and deeper time and again. So yeah, that's a very good thought to ponder upon, whether you would want to have a future forecast done for your life or not. My personal opinion is not to have it, because we are living in a world wherein future is damn unpredictable. You know where things are going, where technology is going, where our kids are going, and nobody knows where we would head to in the times to come. These are very uncertain times. We are living in a complete war-like situation, and it's very important to save our lives, to save our relationship, to save our bonds. And future forecast is not that key to survive in a world like this. I would probably think, use your wisdom, use your experiences of life, use your perspectives to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Next one.
Yes.
So for the topic is, there's always a person we love the most, right? And they have some vices. So would you want to know all the vices of the person you love the most? The bad one.
So, love. What love is? Love is when you know the other person, you know their good things, their bad things, their virtues, their vices, and then you accept them. So if we are talking about love and vices, love will coexist with the vices. So would I want to know it from the other person vices? Obviously no, because I have been with that person, I love that person. With time, their virtues and vices would change, and my opinion about them would still remain the same because I love them. I choose them instead of whining about their vices. I would still choose them. I would choose to be with them. So yeah.
We're back to some blueprint takers now. So for you, situation is you're in a relationship for some time, you're not married. But you're in a relationship sometime, your option to get the answer that the person you have the most crush on, does she likes you or likes you?
So the question is
whether
I want to know or not?
You want to know or not. You're in a relationship.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vishwajit, and the topic given to me is that I am in a relationship, and would I want to know that the girl that I'm in love with, whether she likes me back or not?
Not the same person in a relationship.
Okay.
What about the other person? Is she in a relationship or not?
No, she's not.
Okay. Two different persons.
Okay,
One is your girlfriend, one is your crush.
So there is a very beautiful book called Ramcharitmanas. in that, Tulsidas has written, "Hoiye soi jo Ram rachi rakha," which means that whatever has to happen will happen. It has already been decided, and I don't believe in having useless curiosity. I was long back in while working in KPMG in a very stressful project, and when the most calming moments in my life was when at the client's office I used to look out of the window and I used to see that there was an empty ground and cows were eating grass over there. The horses were also eating grass. And suddenly this thought came to my mind that why should I be bothered by what happens to the project or what happens to the client at all? Look at how these cows and these it is slightly deep. We have to grasp and understand. So hence, whether my crush likes me or doesn't like me is immaterial because I am.
I know the response.
I know the Okay, back to you.
Good one, yeah. Good one. Great one. So it was supposed to be a love triangle between him, his girlfriend and his crush. It became a love triangle between him, cows and grass. Anybody else?
The cheeks hurt.
Okay, yeah, I would like.
Was the grass green?
So for you, the dilemma of choices, you get a chance to meet the perfect version of yourself.
Okay.
Would you like to meet that person and had the memory all your life, that what you could have become?
Okay, okay, fine. So good afternoon, everybody. So this is Nishant. So I got this topic, like I met with a perfect version of myself. Okay, I just know, like
I got the what I think of it like. I think Shah Rukh Khan can be what I feel like. He's perfect. Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, that's what I think of. So yeah, if I met him, yeah, I actually would like to learn a lot from him, like the way how he completed his journey. I mean, still he's doing it. Like he lost his mother, he lost his father, and still he did all the thing. Which is like he sort of an example who defied the convention. Like he married to a girl. She was of a different community, and everything was like very, very tough. But he achieved everything. So yeah, I mean, if I will get him, then I would like to get a lot of wisdom, like how he did it, and so yeah, this is what I can think of.
Should I go back?
What is
Speaker
it?
देखी हाँ विश्वजीत को तभी वैसा टॉपिक
Let him bring all the topics.
I think we're going to form it properly.
Whatever it was, it
Given a
was
chance.
really fun.
Watch a movie of your life.
movie of my life.
Yeah. From others' perspective. Would you watch it or not? Because we live life by our own perspective, right? What we see the world through. But if you get a chance to watch a movie of your life from others' perspective, would you watch it or not?
Very interesting to watch a movie of my life from others' perspective. First of all, I would want to watch a movie of my life from my perspective also, because I think my perspective over the years have also evolved and changed. So what I would be thinking as a teenage girl would be completely different what I am thinking right now after all these years, and what I would be thinking 10 years and 20 years from now would be absolutely different, and I would want to know all those perspectives through evolution. And coming to the question that would I want to watch a movie from others' perspective about my life? Yes, because I am interested to know what they are thinking about me without knowing my backstory. Someone might know my backstory and they would have a different perspective, and they would know why my reactions are the way they are, why my personality is the way it is. And someone who doesn't know my backstory would also have a different perspective, maybe more out of curiosity and questioning mind, that why it is like that and why it is not in a different way. So I would want to know how they are shaping it and how someone else is shaping it. And for me, it would also be a point of improvement and working on myself, that okay, there are strengths that I have which I can further grow upon, and there are also weaknesses that I have, something which I might want to change and something which I might not want to change, because even those weaknesses might be in a certain way my strengths also. A weakness from someone else's perspective, but a strength in my own world, how I am shaping it. So I would want to know each of those perspectives and then decide whether I want to work upon and which are the ones which I don't want to work upon. So yeah.
Topic really confused कर रहा है.
Success, no topic I want to give you right now.
Give me one.
Yeah,
Because I had persuasive speaking and I want to.
Wrap करते हैं last one. Last one. Pushpendra, last.
हाँ, बस सोच रहा हूँ, but देखते हैं.
Yeah. So for topic here, if you are given superpower of go 2 minutes back.
2 minutes.
2 minutes back in the past.
ये last.
Anytime in life, you can go 2 minutes back.
So covered about 30
Only that.
minutes.
Anytime.
Rewind basically.
Rewind is only of 2 minutes.
वही सोच रहा हूँ. Only 2 minutes. 2 minutes rewind.
Any point of time.
Any point of time.
So superpower week one.
Dude, I was literally the Prince of Persia with that power. Do I have any limitations? I can do anything.
Don't think those.
That's Saurabh Goa.
That's how we get to.
We have Saurabh for that.
So guys, let me start. I don't know how to make this funny. One, because going 2 minutes.
You can never have the rule. Every time you boil it, you can go back.
you go back and you. So, but I can surely be Prince of Persia, right? But then it would be more action oriented. I can kill you, I can go back, I can kill you again. But I am there. You cannot kill me. I am literally unkillable. Unless, yeah, you dropped a nuclear bomb on me and I cannot outrun it in 2 minutes, which is bad. But then, what would I do with 2 minutes of power? I can.
Intraday. You just got the idea.
Yes. All the things that I wanted to try, in my classroom, all the things. I could do that because I know I have 2 minutes of buffer. You don't like the teacher? Good. I can slap him and I can do 2 minutes and nothing happened. I'm still the favorite. But then, what are the nuances of this power? The nuances is one, you cannot die in an action movie, and the second nuance is you cannot outrun the movie itself. So it's superpower, true, but it's limited. So what I would do with the superpower, you guys know it. There's nothing to speak about it. Yeah, it won't work where you think it would work. Like I don't imagine that, but I definitely imagine the other things, and that's why I.
We have to know what is
It's a very important superpower. Lot of things you can do.
Can we take one more? So I think whatever thoughts we could discuss today. Some wild thoughts, some interesting thoughts.
Yeah.
But definitely some thoughts. So yeah.
And
That's all from this.
Lot of interpretation from our
Red pill and
That's what
blue
makes
pill
it
thoughts
funny,
today. You want to take a 5-minute break from now onwards?
Great.
Maybe there's someone back here.
Or you want to go
For
to
third
the
section. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
पहले संचिता को कॉल कर देना पहले संचिता को बुला
For me
लेना
as an evaluator. Acha.
लास्ट में
Why? He's
not
prepared. Okay, somebody else.
Reading left.
Hi guys, welcome back. After the fun-filled table topics master, let's come back to the theme of Toastmasters and the second section of the meeting, which is evaluations. First off, we will start with prepared speech dedicated evaluations. For that, I will call evaluator number 2 first, which is Sanchita, evaluating Toastmaster Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Babu. Glad to be the first evaluator for the day today. And just to reiterate, I was evaluating Toastmaster Abhijit, who was giving level 3 project 1 speech on persuasive speeches. And he chose to persuade us on seeing what is greener, the other side or this side, and be loyal to our roots and change systems for our own betterment. So he started with asking 3 rhetoric questions on whether you want to move out of India or not, or for further studies and so on and so forth. The idea of asking those questions, as per my understanding, was to help us frame a narrative wherein we take an initiative to change our own systems to ensure that we don't have to go out of India for our own betterment, but make systems and things work out here. So great start for the speech. He made the atmosphere quite lively with his fun start. And that was good, fun way to start and set the tone for the speech. He went on to explain different concepts like game theory, prison's dilemma and so on. the kind of change that I've seen in Abhijit from the last time I heard him and till this date is on his voice tone and voice variety. So his tone was absolutely perfect for the speech. He had enough good pauses. His tone was quite flexible in terms of going up or low pitch. Quite confident in his approach, I would say. Didn't look like he had prepared it at the last minute. So good delivery on that front. I'll come to the content portion of it. Content wise, looks it was a little haphazard here and there. Too many lows and not a very concrete structure to the speech. Too many elements also confuse the audience, which I would say, okay, you give a good explanation of the game theory and presence dilemma. I would have appreciated if you would have taken the initiative to show it over a presentation to make it more simplified rather than taking the time to explain it. So that can confuse the audience a little bit. So content wise, I would think it would have been more concrete if the structure would have been more simplified rather than going haywire up and there. Coming to the concluding part of it, wherein you spoke about examples like Indore and Japan and how developed these nations are as compared to what India is. On a concluding note, I would have appreciated if you would have taken more provocative sentences to deliver a strong message to the audience, for them to take action for how we can do, what better we can do to make our city better than what Indore is, or better our country what better than Japan is. So overall, yes, good vocal variety, delivery was good. You could have worked on your speech structure more to make it more simplified and concrete. Thank you.
Thank you. Overall, very good evaluation, Sanchita. I think you concluded all the aspects of what your speaker delivered, and also since there has time passed between his speech and your evaluation, you did very well to bring back what he actually spoke about and what your evaluation was. Initially also, when you introduced your speaker, I think you introduced him very well, and the objective of his speech, actually not introduce him, but you evaluated the objective of his speech very, very well. Your body language was very good, and the way you gave out your feedback, that was also very good. I feel you could have reduced your number of ums and pauses if you structurized your evaluation better. Because when we are giving evaluation, it is very important to go in a flow. I think you started with CR, but the last part of C was a little bit missing. In Toastmasters, the way we try to give feedback is through a commendation, recommendation, and a commendation format. So I'm referring to that when I refer to CRC. Overall, I think very good evaluation and covered all aspects of your speaker's speech very well today. With that, I will now call Bhavya. Are you ready?
Siddhant.
You want to come last? Okay.
Yeah.
I will call evaluator 3 for the day, which is Toastmaster Siddhant. We can cancel both of you if you want.
नहीं अच्छा अगर ऐसा है तो I can come.
यार एक एक्स्ट्रा शीट चाहिए तुम्हें.
Who wants to come?
Yeah, I'll only come.
Okay. We will call third evaluator for the day, which is Toastmaster Siddhant. He is evaluating Toastmaster Ishita.
Cool. I'm 5 minutes early, but I'll start.
2 to 3 minutes.
So the speech title was somewhere between perfect and possible. Could have been somewhere between perfect and not possible. But there's a reason she chose this topic, right? If you look at Ishita's speech and how she delivered, the entire speech was a metaphor. What was the metaphor? Anyone wants to take a guess? Chairs. if you look at the speech very closely, look at the content, it was on leadership, but the entire plot was revolving around chairs. Around 7 decades or 8 decades back, there was someone who said, at the stroke of midnight, India rises to freedom. Right, Pushpin? Pushpin was nodding like he was present, he was actually present. That is leadership. But today we also learned that moving chairs is also leadership. Look at the contrast. Look at how we are defining leadership in those little moments that came out beautifully in Toastmaster Hishita's speech. Fortunately, I have had the, so to say, privilege to evaluate her now, but I've been seeing her speeches throughout, and I've seen how she's grown as a speaker as we speak. She's now teach level 2, she'll teach level 3, and we'll all complete the club goals as well. But that's a separate story altogether. How many of you have seen Dear Zindagi? It was also about chairs.
Yeah.
If you look at how we are connecting everything, it's about you don't settle for one chair. Like we can take Vishwajit's reference here. We don't settle for one chair in his speech, right? We have to have that curiosity. That was SRK's point of view. And that's what exactly came out when there were 400 rolling chairs. We are not talking about rolling papers, we are talking about rolling chairs. And in that moment of leadership, these small moments came up. So the content, to be very honest, from my point of view, was on point. But the flow, if you look at it, started from vacation and it transitioned to that. There was a backup vacation to a vacation. We unfortunately are not able to plan a vacation. But she was able to plan a backup vacation to a vacation, and that is leadership in those quiet moments. There was powerful symbolism also in between, where lines like being to pick up one chair, being willing to pick up one chair. But now I'll move on to delivery. There was natural humor and there was conviction in her eyes when she was moving around the stage, like she just delivered 2 keynotes and we could feel that how proud she was. And that actually is a sign of a speaker who is very confident in what she wants to deliver. A few recommendations that I have is, between story and reflection, the transition was not the best. And lines like we were expecting 400 people and there were rolling chairs, you could have used voice modulation a little differently because the tone was the same for me throughout. However, the message came out very clearly, and I think I've reached my last page. But I just want to say that the entire speech was delivered beautifully. There were some recommendations, and we would definitely look at chairs very differently. Thank you.
Speech for a speech.
I think you were much well prepared for the evaluation, Siddhant, that you would like to give yourself credit for. So, very good job on that. I think all the points, including a recap of her speech, plus I think most of the pointers that your speaker wanted you to evaluate on were covered. A few were missing, but maybe you can give those in person. One feedback for you, Siddhant, when we are giving our evaluation to our speaker, you can make contact with other people in the audience as well, because we all are learning from that speech and from your evaluation as well. Overall, I think your body language was good. You started off a little haphazard, but towards the mid and towards the end, you got evaluation very, very point on, and you covered many aspects of what your evaluation on the content and the way she is presenting herself and the way she has evolved. So it was very, very good to hear. With that, one more thing for Ishita. I think the way you gave your points you want to be evaluated on early on to your evaluator, that is an exemplary point for a speaker, because we stand here with different weaknesses and different points we want to work on. So a very, very good thing to do ahead of whatever your speech date is. With that, I will now call evaluator number 1, which is Toastmaster Bhavya, who is evaluating speaker 1, Sailesh.
Repeat evaluation.
Okay, so firstly, I would like to all of you to give a huge round of applause to TM Salish for taking the first step. Because apparently glossophobia or the fear of public speaking is the most common form of fear, and apparently 3/4 of the population actually goes through with it. So it is as good as or maybe somewhere around fear of death. So you have started working on that and took the first step. So that is something really commendable. And now coming back to your evaluation. So firstly, I would like to say that you were very calm and composed. But I felt, because many people while delivering their first speech tend to fumble or might forget or something, but you, when you came to the stage, you were confident and you were delivering your speech smoothly. You are not in a panic state of mind, and one thing which I loved about your speech was your volume. So everybody from here to there would be clearly able to hear you. So that is something which was really great. And I heard somewhere in your speech that you are an introvert, right?
I was, but yeah.
So many of the introverts in the room could relate that this is something which is really, really difficult. Coming from an introverted point of view, standing here in front of strangers or not so common people and delivering your first speech. So that is something also which is commendable. Coming to some areas where you can improve on, personally I felt that you could have used the stage a bit more. But since it is your very first speech, that is something which is for your later stages, where you can use the stage while you are delivering, because that actually helps the audience keep attention and look at you. Standing on a place would, might disrupt the flow of the speech. Secondly, I would like you to deliver the speech on a slower pace, or use your pace to your benefit. You will keep up the pace when you want to deliver some not so important part, and slow down and pause where the important factors are there. And one thing, whenever we use another language in Toastmasters, we'll have to translate. So like you used स्टेट बोर्ड में पढ़ने से अच्छे मार्क्स आते हैं. So you'll have to use it. State board में पढ़ने से अच्छे marks आते हैं. That means whenever you study in the state board, you get good marks. So translation. And I really loved when you emphasized on I will not do BTech in Hyderabad. So there was some voice modulation also present. Overall basis, you did a great start, great conclusion. You'll focus on improvements and you'll get many, many good speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. Bhavya, again, I feel you were much well prepared for the evaluation than you would like to give yourself credit for. I think it was very, very well put together, because you were able to give us a recall of what the speaker was talking about, and you followed the CRC technique very, very well today, where he gave commendation, then he gave recommendation, and then back to commendation before he closed his evaluation. So good job done there. One thing, in evaluations, obviously we are reading from our notes. But if you hold your phone like this, it kind of seems like you are recording, or what are you trying to do? So maybe you can, hold your phone like this, so that it is evident that you are not trying to record anyone. And one more thing, I feel in your initial introduction of your speaker, you did not give us an intro of what an icebreaker speech means in Toastmasters. That would have been really encouraging for all the new members and guests here to come up with their first speech. Overall, I think you covered all the aspects of evaluation very well, and all put together in a very, very good CRC approach. With that, I will call the role players for the today with their respective reports. First of all, I would like to call Toastmaster Sachin for the grammarian report.
everyone. I'm back with my report. And first, the word of the day nobody used, whining. But the idioms of the day, and this is the first time actually, whenever I put word of the day, idiom of the day, nobody used, but today is the first time. Today is the first time like people used find your footing. Salish used Sanchita, Ishita, Pushpend. So these 4 guys used this idiom of the day. I think, I'm not sure, but I've seen over like so long number of meetings, people take this grammarian job a little light. That okay, just put these 2 words over there and it's done. Well, let me tell you guys, when you show up here, the purpose that you are here, that is delivering your speech, and there is a rule in math, when you study, there is like function, like f of x, right? F bracket x closed. What it means, like when you put something in x, you get the result. And that's exactly how it functions here. If you are not putting input, if you are not putting x, I'm sure you're gonna be stagnant. Doesn't matter level 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to give in your x. How would you give in your x? These are this is how you do it. Word of the day, idiom of the day, grammar. And if you're not working back your home or anywhere you are, probably you're going to be stagnant in this part. I'm not talking about speaking, fluency, and clarity, blah, blah, blah. But this part, grammar part, it'll be stagnant. So next time if a grammarian is speaking new words, kindly take down, because this will enrich your vocabulary. And trust me, if you show up here and you see a good word, and people are like, oh, this person knows English too much. So that's a benefit. You need to enrich your vocabulary. To add on that, I couldn't find bad uses of words today, and kudos to all of the speakers. They were really good at their job. Some of the good words that came up, I would mention renunciate, saint, Bhavesh used that. Being in my den, Salish, you did. We are very used to use the word used to. But there is the other person used, accustomed to. It's a little uncomfortable for us. But once you use that, you'll forget used to. That's very normal. And then you become confident and a really nice person, or he knows a really good English or blah, blah, blah speaker. These are the changes. Audacity, that's a good word, Ishita used. Pragmatic approach, nice word. We can use this on our daily lives. And how will that happen? If you keep on increasing and giving X input over there. Sabotage word is also very normal word, but we don't use that very often. We should use that. Haywire is a very nice word Sanchita used, and I've not seen a lot of people using that word, but this is very common, and this shows that you are well versed with the language English. Defy, Ishan used, a very, very nice word. Glossophobia, Bhavya used if you're public speaking. That's it, guys. These were a couple of words that we can take into our vocabulary, and let's keep giving the X input by as many means as you can, read newspaper or watching English content, and that's how we'll grow. Otherwise, stagnant. All right, thank you.
Wonderful grammarian report. Whenever we hear, the term grammarian, we kind of feel that, oh my God, I don't know tenses, oh my God, I don't know what is the verb and adjective, etc., etc. But I think, Sachin, you simplified it so well for all of us, how very simple changes can elevate our language and help us deliver not just the content, but impact that we are trying to deliver. So very, very good report on that. Just one thing I would want to add, there were more people today who used Hindi phrases without translation. So our objective of Toastmasters is that we want to better our delivery in the language English, and that's why that translation is important, even though we all understand the language Hindi. With that, I will call the second role player for today, that is Pradyun, our counter.
So hi, I'll be sharing my report for the counter. First of all, I will be going through the speakers. Hats off to all the speakers. They have delivered their speech beautifully, and I will get a lot to learn from them as well. But there were multiple filler words used by them. Shailesh has given his first speech as the icebreaker speech, so he has used multiple filler words. Has been used many times, and he has repeated word typical 6 times. So something to be mindful of. And moving on to Abhijit, he has used just 2 times filler word, and Ishita has used 3 times and 1 time. And moving on to the evaluator, Bhavya has used 1 time, Sanchita has used 3 times, and Siddhant has used 1 time. So, and moving on to our Toastmaster of the day, Bhavesh. Bhavesh has used 5 times. And to our general evaluator, Parul, she has used 4 times. And Sachin, our grammarian, has used 2 times. So, and the key insight of the day, that is for all of us, is that silence is not our enemy. I think in our speeches, instead of using our filler words, we can take some pauses, so that it will give the audience also some time to grasp our speech, and it's more better and systemize that also. Thank you.
Any comment ask you later?
No, will
No? Thank you.
Parul.
No, 4 times. 4 times. Okay, with that, I will call active listener, Toastmaster Prince. Please stick to the timeline of 3 minutes.
12:33.
Start.
2 groups or general?
Two
groups. Split नहीं हो पाएगा ना?
Okay, let me divide into 2 groups. So,
Namiता Sanchita हमारी टीम में.
So Linky, I think crowd is
very much higher on that side.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine.
No, time has not started yet.
Quality over quantity.
Okay, so I'm just asking randomly. Okay. So first question is, after how many weeks break is TM Sachin finally joining today's meeting?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No. 2 parts में divide नहीं किया ना?
It's general.
2 weeks.
What is the speech title of Toastmaster Shailesh? Speech title.
Clean slate. Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Clean slate.
No. There's one more word there.
The clean slate.
No.
Smart. Wow. Oh, clean slate.
Well,
roughly the notes, yeah. That's allowed, huh?
Okay. So again from Toastmaster Shailesh's speech, how many funds he has accumulated when he was in Chelsea?
5.
This one is a little bit tricky one. How long Ishita took to plan vacation?
15 days.
10 hours.
Something hours, something minutes.
15 days, 10 hours.
Yeah, you
7 minutes. 7
फालतू कुछ बना के बोला.
15 days, 7 minutes.
No, complete.
Seconds भी दे.
So it's 15 days, 10 hours, 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Yeah. Okay, again from Ishita's speech, what is the number of the rolling chairs in the venue?
400.
Toastmaster Abhijit's speech, he has referred one drain in his speech. So what was the name of that drain?
Somewhere around Bangalore or something. कुछ तो था. Weird name.
Some rather weird name they have.
बादशाह बोर्ड.
So the name of the train is Raja Kaluv. So Raja Kalu drink.
Weird name, right?
That is in Bangalore.
सही तो है but Karan थोड़ा अलग करते हैं.
Again from Toastmaster Abhijit's speech. So, which city was referred by him having the dry waste or wet waste?
Indore and Kerala.
So, on what 5 grounds Ishita asked Toastmaster Siddhant to evaluate her?
Nice. One was confidence.
But Toastmaster Siddhant, you can't answer this. Five grounds.
Speech. Body language.
Body language was not there.
Confidence to have.
Confidence, pitch, voice
Body.
coordination,
Oh.
4 हो गए. Stage movement.
Speech clarity.
Moonwalking skills.
5 चीजें कौन याद रखता है? 3 पूछते
What was the 5th one?
It's confidence, voice, modulation, stage movement, speech clarity.
Voice modulation तो एक word नहीं है.
Speech clarity.
Speech clarity. Okay.
Okay. What is the number the policeman bunch came to hotel for Jhangiram?
I have no idea.
7.
No.
No idea.
Let me call Bhavish.
So the 100 bunches of the policeman, as Bhavish mentioned. What is the color of the umbrella? I think
Yellow.
Okay.
Prince. I will call the last role player of the day, which is Timer Dinky.
We're already running a bit late.
Okay, so we had some fantastic ideas today, and of course, all these ideas need to get into a box, right? The time clock. So I think they were brilliant. Some were relatable, some were not relatable, but fun to listen to. So yeah. So this is how we fared. Speaker 1, there were some who exceeded the finish line, some who were within the finish line. So I'll just read out the minutes and the seconds that they took up. Ishita's speech was very good. It went on. There were a lot of insights, relatable, and very relatable actually. That happens to us also all the time if we are planning to get into it. But she took 8 minutes, so it was a bit above the finish line. But it was intriguing. Abhijit was 6 minutes 43 seconds within the finish line, and then Shailesh was 5 minutes 29 seconds. Again, finish line was met. Then table topic speakers, again, they were nice and intriguing. Saurabh, 1 minute 59 seconds. There were 2 speakers who did not meet the finish line, but then that happens because we try to be thorough, so that's okay, we can try next time. So this was Sanjana, 40 seconds, and Mohit, 56 seconds. Then rest of them were all within the finish line. Evaluators, they were all 3 minutes and a few seconds, so they were all within the finish lines. And yeah, that's pretty much. Thank you very much.
With this, we come to the conclusion of today's planned evaluations. Overall feedback for the meeting, I think we started 5 minutes late and we are concluding the evaluation section 10 minutes late. We should complete everything by 12:30, which we have not been able to. So we should take care of that. I, as a general evaluator, also should have taken care of 30 minutes deadline. Overall, I think it was a very, very interesting meeting. I think exactly why we come to Toastmasters for such interesting ideas and interesting topics that we get to listen to. I just have one recommendation for us as audience. I think today as audience we were very, very distracted. There was a lot of movement in the room and there was a lot of cross talk which we could have controlled. Obviously there was sound outside also which we can't control, but it takes a lot of encouragement for someone to stand up here and speak. As an audience, what we can do is give them our full attention as a form of respect, and that's what Toastmasters mean. With that, I hand over to the president.
Thank you so much, Parul, for gracing us with your general evaluation. It was wonderful to have you after a long time, and wonderful insights that we got from you as an evaluator. And even though we are still behind time, but I am so glad that we are on time after a long time, because every time we were exceeding 1 p.m. but today, yes, because our speakers love the stage and they love to speak and they don't want to leave the stage ever. That is why. But good that we are making the progress slowly and we'll get there. So with that, I would also want to take the feedbacks from our guests here who are present. Would like to know your thoughts as well. And before that, are we sending the phone? So check your phones on your WhatsApp groups. There would be forms already circulated, Google Forms. Please cast your votes for all the role players so that we can give them the certificates as a sign of encouragement for best speaker, best role player, best auxiliary role player, and best table topic speaker. And we have all the names. I can call them out one by one so that they can raise their hands so we know who is who for the purpose of giving the right vote to the right person. So we have 3 speakers: Toastmaster Shailesh, Toastmaster Abhijit, Toastmaster Ishita, 3 evaluators: Toastmaster Bhavya, Toastmaster Sanchita, Toastmaster Siddhant.
Good morning.
No one will forget you now. So 3 role players: General Evaluator, Toastmaster Parul, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Okay, and we have one more role player. TTM, Toastmaster Pushpendra. Alright, and the auxiliary roles: grammarian, Toastmaster section, Toastmaster Linky Timer. Raise your hand, Linky. Our counter, Toastmaster Pradyum, and active listener, Toastmaster Prince.
Table topics.
Table topic speakers, I don't have the list.
So I'll call out the names.
Yes.
Guest Sanjana.
Sanjana, where are you?
Raise your hand. Okay. Then we have TM Sanchita. Guest Mohit. Then we have TM Vishwajit. Guest Nishant. TM Namita. TM Abhijit. And I missed.
Ishwarya, but that's okay.
Just a minute.
No.
I'll update.
Her name is there in the.
But it wasn't in the timers list, so that's why I missed it. Guest Aishwarya.
I am voting someone else. It's okay.
And it's Sushant.
Alright, meanwhile we are sorting that out. I would like to take some feedback. So we'll start with you, CM Mukul.
Yeah.
What do you thought about it?
Actually, I really enjoyed coming here, and it's the first time I'm attending any of such events. So it's good to be here, and I think the way we are doing it is very structured, and I hope to be a part of it and improve myself. So that would be great.
Absolutely. We missed your introduction in the beginning, so you can introduce yourself also, and what do you do, what brought you here, and what do you think about the meeting?
My name is Sarvan. I guess it's a second session. So I'm working as a product manager in a startup. So yeah, this is a really nice session, and I hope try to become member the next one.
Any feedback from you?
The overall session has been really good, and the evaluators were very encouraging. Overall good session.
Sanjana. Being my second time here, I am starting to get used to the format now. I think it's a really good thing how we encourage people to speak and evaluate at the same time. I haven't really experienced anything like this before. I think it's a really good platform.
Thank you. And please feel free to speak any improvement points that you feel we should be having. So
I think overall it was a very nice session. I learned a lot actually, like with Sachin pointing out the grammarian thing and the FX thing, like how we use the words to improve our grammar. So that is one key takeaway from me. And then like all the speeches that had somewhere I could connect with them. So overall, a very good session. I believe a good start to the Sunday, and overall, like I look forward to more sessions. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. You can introduce yourself also.
Hi everyone, I'm Sudha. So this was my first session over here, and it was a great experience listening to everyone and their thoughts. So yeah, I would love to join each of you again. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, hi, this is Nishant. So this is the first time I'm here. So previously I joined one in Hyderabad, but that was a long time back. Even I forget like what was there. So yeah, so public speaking, like I don't do it generally. My job, my profession is software engineering, so it's very nerd kind of a profile. So yeah, I would like to explore. Like I would like to strengthen my weak point. And for that reason, I just came here to and would like to join you people, all of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we'll have fun while improving ourselves also.
Thank you.
Great. Yes, you can introduce yourself first and then.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Kritika. This is the first time I'm joining Toastmasters. So I actually joined, I get into my shell, in my zone when I'm meeting strangers or new people. So that is something that I wanted to work upon. And I think this was a really, really good session. Definitely didn't break my barrier. But yeah, I think I need to learn a lot and it's a great learning space. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So this was my first session. Very interesting one. All lively people here and the way each one was encouraging the other person. So definitely I think this is one of the forum or a platform for a person who wants to do a public speaking or want to say excellent forum. The way it is designed, I loved it. It's such an amazing feeling to see.
Plus one. You will be here and speak something.
My answer is also same.
Yes. Anything from you? Yeah. How was your experience speaking here?
Ishwarya, I'm very happy to finally make it. I got to know about Toastmasters 10 years back. And since then I've been trying to join Toastmasters. I had done this session here at GTMC when it was behind Ambience Mall. When then I wanted to join, but for some reason I did not join. So before coming here, I'll take my money. I am joining, I don't care, it's been 10 years of trying to do this. And I'm very happy that I've finally made it. So very glad.
You're Aishwarya Sonthalia.
Yes.
Okay. Now yeah, she's a member now. Okay. Alright. Sanchita, anything from you since you're coming after a long time? How do you feel?
This is my second home. I always feel happy about being back to Toastmasters, and it's been long and on and off. A lot of things had been going on, and glad every time I'm back here, I feel the kind of energy in the room is absolutely different. I will always, Toastmasters has given me a lot, and I would also always want to repay back to what I've got from here. That's it.
Yes. And please do keep coming back. We really enjoy when someone like you comes.
Thank you.
All right.
You want photos? My camera is here.
I've done the arrangement now.
Is it coming in
So, shall I continue?
Yeah, sure.
So, best auxiliary role player, and the award goes to our maths teacher, FX, our grammarian.
Our late sir.
Yes, late sir.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
That?
Yep.
Just in time, sir.
Best role player, someone who always surprises us with some humorous element in spirituality. Toastmaster Bhavish. All right. Best table topic speaker. I think all of you can announce that. Please come, Toastmaster.
My boss is amazing.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
Best off-topic speaker.
Yep.
Best Viker.
All right. Best evaluator. Someone who gave a speech for a speech. Toastmaster Siddharth.
Yep.
And okay, best speaker. Toastmaster Ishita. So chairs did work for you. All right. Before we disperse, few announcements.